Chapter 9. Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Her name was Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother if she could visit her grandmother. "Good idea," her mother said. They packed a nice basket of gifts for grandmother. When the basket was ready, the little girl put on her red cloak and kissed her mother goodbye. "Remember, go straight to Granny's house," her mother said. "Don't talk to strangers."
"Don't worry, Mommy,"
said Little Red Riding Hood.
"I'll be careful."
In the forest, Little Red Riding Hood saw some lovely flowers. She forgot her promise to her mother. She stopped and picked a few flowers for her grandmother. Then she watched the butterflies for a while. Suddenly, a wolf appeared beside her.
"What are you doing out here, little girl?"
The wolf asked in a friendly voice.
"I'm on my way to see my grandmother who lives near the river."
Little Red Riding Hood replied.
"I am late. I must rush."
The wolf ran to Granny's house. He wanted to reach the house before the girl. He knocked lightly at the door. "Oh, there you are, dear. Come in," said Granny, thinking that it was Little Red Riding Hood at the door. The wolf came in and gobbled her up. He found a nightgown in Granny's cupboard. He added a frilly cap. A few minutes later, Little Red Riding Hood knocked at the door. The wolf jumped into bed and pulled the covers over him.
"Who is it?"
He called in a thin, high voice.
"It's me, Little Red Riding Hood."
"Oh, how lovely! Do come in, my dear,"
croaked the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood entered the little cottage.
"Granny, your voice sounds funny. Are you all right?"
she asked.
"I have a cold,"
said the wolf, adding a cough at the end.
"Oh, Granny, what big ears you have,"
said Little Red Riding Hood as she came closer to the bed.
"The better to hear you with, my dear,"
replied the wolf.
"Oh, Granny, what big eyes you have,"
said Little Red Riding Hood.
"The better to see you with, my dear,"
replied the wolf.
"Oh, Granny, what big teeth you have,"
said Little Red Riding Hood.
"The better to eat you with, my dear,"
roared the wolf. He leapt out of the bed to catch her. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realized that the person in the bed was not Granny. It was a hungry wolf. She ran out of the house shouting,
"Help, wolf!"
as loudly as she could. A woodsman who was working nearby heard her cries. He ran towards the cottage. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out poor Granny.
"Oh, Granny, I was so scared,"
sobbed Little Red Riding Hood.
"I'll never stop in the forest or speak to strangers again."
There, child. Thank goodness you shouted loud enough for this kind woodsman to hear you." The wolf ran away into the forest.